Hello, and welcome to Grand Rapids Community College Disability Support Services. This video will highlight important information about our office and highlight our services and program. Located on the third floor of the Student Community Center, Disability Support Services is part of the School of Student Affairs under Counseling, Advising, and Retention Services. The mission of Disability Support Services is to ensure equal access for students with disabilities to all curricular and co-curricular opportunities offered by the institution. For every qualified student with a disability, we commit to provide the following. First, equal access to education and co-curricular programs, services, activities, and facilities available throughout the college. Second, reasonable and effective accommodations, academic adjustments, and/or auxiliary aids determined on a case-by-case basis. Finally, confidentiality concerning disability information except as required by law or with the written permission of the student. We provide academic support and accommodations for students with documented physical, cognitive, psychiatric, and learning disabilities, as well as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
College can be a lot more challenging than high school. If you're a student with a disability, the Disability Support Services staff would like to make sure that you have some of the important tools you'll need to make those challenges easier to overcome. And for students like me who want access to accommodations, they make it really easy to get started.
GRCC adheres to Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and the ADA Amendment Act. These laws protect the rights of individuals with disabilities in a post-secondary education setting. The ADA defines a person as disabled if he or she has a physical or mental impairment which substantially limits one or more major life activities, has a record of such an impairment, or is regarded as having such an impairment. The college is committed to educating faculty, staff, and students about their respective roles and responsibilities.
Here are the steps for requesting accommodations. The student must provide documentation from a qualified professional that describes his or her disability. There are published documentation guidelines depending on the student's disability available online or in the Disability Support Services office. The next step is to schedule an intake appointment with a disability counselor or advisor to discuss the student's disability and how it may impact the student in the educational setting. If accommodations are requested and approved, the student will be given an accommodation agreement. To receive information about accessing specific accommodations, students will be encouraged to attend a Disability Support Services orientation. Students who plan to use accommodations in the classroom will need to show their accommodation agreement to their instructors.
Each student is provided with an individual accommodations agreement form, and it's the student's responsibility to inform faculty members of the approved accommodations. This form indicates that the student is registered with Disability Support Services and lists all of the approved accommodations that they have access to at GRCC. Every qualified student with a disability has the right to the following: equal access to educational and co-curricular programs, services, jobs, activities, and facilities available through the college. Reasonable and effective accommodations, academic adjustments, and/or auxiliary aids as determined on a case-by-case basis. Appropriate confidentiality regarding information pertaining to disability. And finally, every qualified student with a disability has the right to information in course materials in accessible formats.
Every student with a disability has the responsibility to meet the college's qualifications, including essential, technical, academic, and institutional standards, identify as an individual with a disability and request accommodations in a timely manner, provide documentation from an appropriate professional source verifying the nature of the disability, functional limitations, and the rationale for specific accommodations being requested. Also, follow specific procedures for obtaining reasonable and appropriate accommodations, academic adjustments, and/or auxiliary aids. Students should also discuss any problems that may occur with accommodations with their instructor and their disability support counselor.
Providing equal educational opportunity is an important and shared responsibility at Grand Rapids Community College. We recognize and value the potential of students and are committed to meeting the needs of all students, including students with disabilities.
GRCC has the right and responsibility to maintain the college academic standards, request qualifying disability documentation, have an interactive conversation with the students to select appropriate accommodations, adjustments, and/or auxiliary aids. GRCC also has the right to deny requests for accommodations when disability documentation does not identify a specific disability or fails to verify the need for the requested accommodations, constitute a substantial change or alteration of an essential course element program standard, or pose undue financial or administration burden on the college. Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act provide direction and guidance to the college as it reaches new levels of access in all areas.
Faculty play an important role in the accommodation process. Faculty members have the responsibility to provide equal educational opportunities for students with disabilities, hold all students to academic standards set by the college and department or program, refer students to disability support services when students inquire about how to obtain accommodations, ensure that students receive in-class accommodations as indicated in the Student Accommodations Agreement, assist in providing course materials to students with disabilities in accessible formats, and include a statement on your syllabus that notifies students about disability accommodations available and encourages students with disabilities to use their approved accommodations. Faculty members have the right to deny requests for accommodations if an accommodation agreement is not provided by the student, contact disability support services to discuss the implementation of approved accommodations, and expect students with disabilities to adhere to the Student Code of Conduct.
Grand Rapids Community College is proud of the services and support we provide our students with disabilities. We are continually striving to ensure we have an accessible campus environment that is inclusive to all individuals. To learn more about disability support services, please visit our website at www.grcc.edu/disability or call us at 616-234-4140.